Good morning, everyone. This is a part 2 for beginner traders. I'm going to go over stocks and how I look at them. Today is the January 21st, Thursday, 8 o'clock in the morning. Markets just opened. Quick disclaimer that this is just how I see the markets. This is not a recommendation to buy, sell, or hold any securities. I'm going to start with the Air Canada stock. As I can see it right now, we had this resistance that we were looking at $24. We were at this ascending triangle, and as I say many times, this triangle does this. It squeezes a price, and price usually breaks out into a positive. Today we have a breakout onto the downside. Okay, as we can see, this candle is broken out. It's still far to say that this breakout is going to be successful. However, we still have 5 hours and 15 minutes for this market to show us its hand. As I mentioned, we had this ascending triangle that just broken out with this candle here. Okay, in many cases, I would say over 90% cases, this price gets squeezed like this and it breaks out into a positive. Unfortunately, with all the negative news and all the lockdowns and lack of distribution, I would say, of the vaccines and layoff of the employees and everything that's affecting Air Canada and flying, cutting the routes, unfortunately, it had to show finally its hand on the market as well. And today we have a result of that. We had a breakout to the downside. What I can see here, we are boxed in right now. So that means boxes means that we have a clearly defined resistance and support level here. So what I'm expecting to do, either this $22 will hold on and give us some kind of a signal that the market is picking up its pace and going in a positive direction. Most likely what's going to happen is the price will be locked into this. As I said, the market is going to go sideways, and this is what this box represents. Basically, this is a sideways movement of the market. The price is contained inside, and what we are expecting it to do is to break out on one side or the other. And that's how the technical trading works. If it breaks out to the upside, then what I expect for the market to do is to break out, to pull back, retest this $24, give us a signal somewhere here to go long. Opposite can happen as well on the bottom of the box, which at that time we would expect for the market even to fall even further down. So that's how I see Air Canada today. What I can see on National Bank Canada, we have this clearly defined area of $74 here. We had one fake out, so breakout that was actually fake. Markets usually do that a lot. The market is contained, price is contained within this box. As you can see, we had this little fake out, came back here, and right away dropped right back into this box. So gave us no signal here. I'm waiting for this $74, $73.94 to be broken out. Hopefully with one engulfing candle right here, engulfing the previous candle, and then we have automatically information that market will go long, and we can jump into the trade. If not, then I'm expecting for the market to pull out or break out, pull back to this area, retest, and give us a signal to go long if it's strong enough to go in that direction. So this is where I would buy once the market breaks out. All this area in this box is not tradable. We are sitting right on the resistance here. So I'm waiting for this resistance to be broken out. And this was a fake out that happens many times on the markets. We are looking at the CIBC at the moment. This is a weekly chart. And the potential for this trade was to go up to $115.85, $116. So I'm going to switch to daily. On a daily chart, we can clearly see that this level of resistance here, that was on a daily chart, it was $112. I was waiting for the market to break out, which it did. It broken out. Now we are out, and what we are waiting for here at this point of time is for the market to reject this area here. And what we are waiting for the market to prove itself that this is a strong support now, and we can continue on from there up to $115, $116 area. So that's how I see a Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce. We are switching right away to Bank of Montreal. Bank of Montreal has a similar story here. Okay, we are looking at the resistance clearly defined here from the past. On the 20th of January, this was the highest point where the market went. I'm going to just adjust it to the top. There we go, perfect. So we can see that it's matching this and this. You can clearly see that this area here matches this area here. What I'm waiting for the market to arrive or get to $104, breakout, pull back, retest this area, and continue on. We buy in at this area here. Okay, so we are waiting for the breakout at 104.60. And once this is broken out, depending how it breaks out, I'm waiting for this market to retest this area. If this gets proven as the again support and good support area, then we can expect for the market to continue on in a bullish move. Bank of Nova Scotia had actually a better view, and I liked it actually very much. So we had a breakout here. We had a clearly defined area of resistance. So if we look at here, I hope it's visible. We had this area of resistance. When the market fell, we were climbing back, and we finally reached this area at this point of time right there. So we've broken out here, okay, out of this area with this green candle right there. Okay, that's a bullish candle. We came back down. We retested this area with this candle. That's a pin bar. And after that, the market just took off. Okay, so that's how the trading is done. All right, that's how we do it every single time. Market came down once again. If you haven't taken a first opportunity, you had this nice bullish candle here, bullish engulfing bar, which proves to us that the market was not able, the bears were not able to hold the price below the 67.14, and the market takes off again. So if you have not bought in at this signal here, you had a second opportunity right there. What we are waiting for now, we can plot this line here, and you can see that it's clearly defined area of support now because the market broke out. Okay, and again we had an opportunity to buy into this market on a 4-hour chart. This is a 4-hour chart, so we could have buy into this market again at this area here with this candle right there that broken out of this area. We had a resistance. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sessions not able to break out through that area again, 69.22. And then once again, we had this area retested right here. And then the market breaks out with this green candle right here. This is a bullish engulfing candle that engulfs 1, 2, 3, 4 sessions from before. As you can see, all these candles are engulfed with this one, with this huge green one. And how do we buy in? Right at the top of the candle. Once the candle is broken, we buy into this market, and it took us almost to a 71.50 area. So you are buying in at 69, 71.50. There we go. That's your profit right there, and that's how we buy into these markets. So what I'm expecting right now is the market to come down here to this support area, because resistance, 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 breakout, support. I'm waiting for the market to give us a signal at this area here and continue on into bullish move. Once again, this is resistance. What I'm waiting for the market to do is to come down here, prove us that this is a good area to buy in, and continue on from there after receiving a good signal to buy in back into this market. Okay, that's how I see Bank of Nova Scotia. This is a TD bank, and we are looking at the weekly charts. We can see clearly defined support and resistance. Price was stuck inside this resistance and support area, or this sideways move, or the range as we call it in trading, and then the market fell. Now we finally got to this area here. Okay, once we got to this area here, and take a look at this on the weekly chart. On the weekly chart, you had a great opportunity to jump into the market and take advantage of this. We had broken out of this area back into this range with this huge bullish engulfing candle, which gave us an automatically signal to buy in. Okay, as soon as the top is broken of this candle, we buy in, and we will take it to 77, 73. This is how I see it at the moment. Now that we've finally broken out here, I expect the markets to reach the 77 area right there fairly soon. We are back into this area of support and resistance, or this range that was happening before. This is a daily chart, so a couple of things can happen. We are now in the middle of this range. Okay, we are not buying into this market at this point of time. We are either going to wait for the market to come back and retest this 72 area and take us out to 77, or we will break out of this 77, come back, retest, and continue on. That's basically how it's going to play out. This is Royal Bank of Canada. We also had this area that was resistance support. We have a clearly defined resistance and support right here. The market fell beginning of the March last year. We finally got back to this area. We had a breakout at the 102.89. We are sitting right now at 107.79, 78, 79, right there. But this is the breakout. This is what we are looking for after this resistance was broken out. So we are on a 4-hour chart. We can see this breakout clearly now with this nice bullish candle right here. This was a clear breakout with the close on the other side. We get the inside bar, inside candle, basically confirming to us that the bears are losing momentum. They are not able to push the price down. When the top of this candle was broken, we buy in, and it takes us all the way to 107, from 102 to 107, and that's your profit. So this was our entry candle. After we saw this inside candle right there, once the top of this candle was broken, we take the market in the upside and we buy in. You can also see that the market came down to retest this 102.89 area. And let's see what happened on a lower time frame. This is 1-hour chart, and after breakout, let me just squeeze this a little bit picture so you can take a look. So if you did not buy in on that candle that I showed you, that the breakout right there, okay, market took us all the way to 107, okay, where the bears or the sellers took over and started pushing market down back to this area, 102.89. So you can see the breakout right there. We see the market fall, basically correcting itself. And let's take a look what happens here. Once it reaches this area here, we can see the last push of the bears to the downside. This is a typical entry, okay? The bulls show their hands in a way of a beautiful pin bar signal right here. Your entry right when the top of the pin bar breaks, and then you take it up again to 107. So if you did not buy in on that breakout that we had previously on that candle, you had an opportunity after the correction, which is, I always say, the corrections happen because people take profits, and then we have this beautiful signal to buy into this market, and this is how you make money. This is NIO, electric manufacturer in China of the cars. All right, we had the last, and what I'm looking at is we had this resistance here. This is the top that we needed to break. We had this resistance here that was broken up right there, okay, and then we had again this resistance confirmed. Then we had this breakout, okay. Market came down yesterday few days ago. Actually, this is a few days ago. Market came down a few days ago. This is a daily chart. Okay, so we had this resistance here that was faked out and came down, but it did create a new resistance for us here at this level here. All right, this level here. This is a new resistance for us. We had this resistance here broken out, and then this one here, and the market took off. We came down to retest this area. Okay, I was expecting it to come here all the way to this $54. Didn't. We had this. We had bears taking the market down, and then we finally get this inside bar. This is an inside bar, a pin bar as well. This is giving us the signal that the bulls are getting into the market again at this area here. So $56, pardon me, 57 something. Bears are struggling again to push the market down. I'm waiting for this market today to close and tell us what the story is going to be. I would like to get another confirmation here from the bulls that their strength is here, but we can see that they're here. They're located here. They're located here. They're located here. We are just waiting for a strong enough signal to give us an opportunity to buy into this market and take us to the first level, which is a 67.50 from 57 area. So that's about $10 worth of stock, and then probably move on from there. Tesla. Well, with Tesla we have the same picture as we had with the Air Canada stock. As I said, no market can sustain. As I said before, no market can sustain this kind of a growth without correction. And this is correction. This is the correction that was happening here. The market is basically squeezing the price. All right. This is a symmetrical triangle, so basically it can break out either to the top or to the bottom. Okay. I'm still hoping that it's going to come down here, so we have a better opportunity to buy in on a lower price. But if that doesn't happen, I'm waiting for this price to 886 to break out, to give me a better opportunity maybe to come back, retest, and then continue on from there. But as you can see, no market can sustain this kind of a fast growth and that kind of a angle that this market was climbing as far as the price. So the price is contained here. I'm still waiting for it to come down a little bit and give us a better opportunity to buy in from the better area and a lower price. We are looking at the Netflix right now. Netflix had a good run after this breakout of this resistance here at 458.77. We got into this range. The market was just going up and down between these two ranges. We have an attempt now on the weekly chart to break out. Okay, this candle is not closed. We still have 1 day and 5 hours for this candle to close to give us a signal on the weekly chart that this is a breakout. This is 1 day on the Netflix. We had this beautiful breakout with the engulfing candle right there. We now are developing this inside bar. Inside bar, if this closes like that and the price does not close back underneath this resistance area, then this move is going to be still valid, and our buy into this market can happen at 594.04. Now let's take a look what happened on the 4-hour chart. We had this resistance that was broken out that we looked at on the weekly chart. We are back at this resistance. We are back at this resistance now. Okay, we are waiting for another buy-in. If this resistance proves to be proper resistance, I mean, now it's going to be a support and gives us a signal. We can take again buy-in into this market. But let me show you what you were able to do. Let's say on a 4-hour charts, we saw the breakout was happening. Okay, you had this beautiful pin bar that proves to us that the market broke out. So the price, first of all, closed on the other side. So that's the first clue that the bulls are in the play. Second, you have this long wick of the candle that shows us that the bears actually, or sellers, pushed the price down we're not able to hold the price below this resistance area, okay? And the bulls managed to close the price above. Once the price was closed, which was at this area, right here, this is the body of the candle. So once the price was closed right here, the little wick on the top of the candle, when it was broken, this is your area to buy in, and we can take and mark it all the way up to here. So let's take a look what the potential for profit was there. Your entry was at 578.35, let's say around that area. 578, it took the market all the way to 593. 578 to 593 within 4 hours of trading. This is how the traders look at the trading. This is not an advice for anybody to buy in, but I'm just letting you know that's how I looked at this market. Now, once again, what I'm expecting it to do is to prove to us, and it already is, because we can see this wick forming on the bottom, that this is a good support area now, and we are waiting for a signal to go long again from here. Now we're looking beyond meat daily chart. This is a very interesting chart to show you because you can see how the market works in real time basically. So we had this move to the upside. We had this last high that was created here, which created a resistance for us. Okay, we had the breakout of this resistance. Market came down, retested it here. So once again, resistance here. Now it's turning support. Support because the market came down now to retest it. Okay, there was no signal here for us to get in, and it's a long time ago, so it doesn't matter really. We are looking at the daily chart here. Okay, fast forward to this a few days ago. We can see the market came down again onto this area, retested it, was not able to close the price below, so $116.61 stayed. All right, we have this clearly defined now resistance area. We have a clearly defined support area. So what happens at that area? Market was coming down. Okay, we retested this support area. Has proven to us that the market is not going lower than that. So at this area, this is a very strong support area. Market went and made this move again, came down again to the same area. All right, and then if you haven't taken any trades from here, you can see that on this area here we get this beautiful pin bar, which tells us that the market is rejecting 116.38 area, and the bulls are in play once again at the same area, and it takes the market in 3 days to the upside. After this beautiful signal, this pin bar here, that was our signal to jump into a trade, because we knew that the market was in the bullish move. And how do we know that? From before, because we know that the breakout happened on the upside, and then we know that we are expecting for the bulls to show up at this support area. So we had three things that come to play. We have a trend, which is to the upside. We had a support area where we know that the bulls are going to come into play, and we get a final signal. This is a third and the most important thing. We are waiting for the signal, and that's where the patience come into play. You're waiting for the signal, and then you take the market into the direction that you need to trade, and that's simple as that. So now what's happening here, we have a resistance here at this area right there. As you can see, this dotted line here, right? Okay, this dotted line here, we have resistance and 144.90. If the market manages to break out, it will come back to retest this area, and it can take us all the way up to 197. So from let's say 145 to 197. Keep in mind that 167 could be a good resistance area again, as we can see from before here and here and here. So if you look at this line, 166, 167 area would be a good resistance to keep an eye on, okay, before it takes us all the way, let's say, to 197.56. I'm just guessing, so that's only if the market breaks out of here and continues on. Buying in would be for this market either at 116.38 if the market manages to come down again to retest this area, or the breakout here at 144 and take us up. Interesting one I want to show you. It's a Blackberry. It's a good stock to show you again example what happened here. As far as the history of Blackberry, we can see that it was at this area before. We had a we were coming down, we had a resistance, and now we finally got to this resistance again, okay. Also, we had a resistance at this area here, which is 1177, okay. So what happened here? We had the last high. We always look at the most recent highs. So this is our area that was at $966. All right, the market broken out. Let's take a look what happened on a 4-hour chart. We had a breakout right there on a 4-hour chart. Let's see on 1 hour and take a look what happened. All right, so we had a breakout. We had no opportunity to get into a trade because it just gapped and it went up, all right, to 1174. Market came down again. As I always say, it comes down. It retested this area, and look at this signal right there at 969. Do I need to show you more? Do I really need to show you more? This is how it's done. This is your signal to get in, and once the top was broken, the market took us almost to $13, from 969 to 1350. Actually, this is the area here, 1350. This is $3.50 profit in this market. So that's Blackberry. Today I'm going to introduce you to two new ones to look for, because these are very promising stocks. And first one is going to be a Brookfield Renewable Partners. This is a well-established green energy firm. This Hamilton-based company owns and operates a huge portfolio of renewable energy assets globally, mainly in North America, South America, Europe, and Asia. That's number one. And this one is listed on New York Stock Exchange. What we are looking at this market here, we can see that breakout happened at this area here. All right, this was a huge resistance. We had a breakout with this candle right here. All right, so now what we are waiting for, we had an inside bar, and we are waiting for the top of this breaking candle to be broken to take us in a trade. This is a weekly chart, so I'm expecting for the market to take off from there. That's the first way of trading this one. The second one I want to give you as a bonus is a Northland Power that I'm looking into to invest. And Northland Power is much smaller than Brookfield Renewable Partners. It is a fast-growing power producer from renewable energy. The company makes most of its revenue from the offshore wind energy segments. What's happening with this stock here? We have a strong breakout here with the engulfing candle. It engulfs this previous little candle that was here right here. So this candle here that broke out, it engulfs this little candle here. And then we had this retest of this area here. We have the retest of this resistance right there with the inside bar, and now we have the bulls showing their hand again at this support, now support area. So the market did this, broke out, it's pulling back now, and I'm going to show you what happened on a daily chart. Look at this opportunity. So we had this high, it was broken out, we had a retest, we had a breakout with the signal here, and the market is taking off. This is a signal to buy in back into this market right there. Okay, retest of this area and buy back. All right, so that's how I see Northland Power. This is all for the stocks today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it's not too long. This is a part 2 for the beginners trading. I also went over a lot of stocks to show you exactly how the trading actually works. So please do continue watching my videos, because that's the only way you're going to learn how this whole market trading is actually functioning. Now you have the opportunity to test it yourself. Just open a TradingView account, free one. You don't need a pro version, and then start looking for these trades on your own and these opportunities. You can also always see what I've marked on the charts, because those are important parts to be marked, these support and resistance lines. And once you have that mastered, you are golden. Thank you once again for watching my videos. This is Sasha. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. If you did, please do smash that like button and do subscribe. I really do appreciate every single subscriber watching my channel. That helps me make more videos and hopefully helps you learn how the markets work. Once again, thank you. Today is January 21st. Have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you soon.